I would much prefer you be able to give it to somebody that wants to put their heart into it, as opposed to like you're just sinking like a black hole of depression into this happy-go-lucky family, and we don't even know about it. Like if you don't look into the background, you'll never know. It doesn't feel like he hates it at all. It feels like a total disconnect from how he feels towards his own characters.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boys, and we are back with the 28th episode of the DNAnime podcast. I am Beautiful Crow. I'm here with my co-host, Vic Seal, and we are back to talk about some fun anime topics. Actually, I've been very, very, very excited to talk about anime recently, not just because of DNAnime, but because there's a bunch of good shows that are coming out. If you guys missed the last episode of the podcast, we talked about the fall 2024 season. If you guys want to get a quick look or a quick update of some of the things that we're hyped for this season, go back and watch it. Give it a like. Give us a subscribe. Check us out in the audio podcasting realm and give us a 5-star rating and review. Let us know if the podcast is good. Let us know if the podcast is not great. Let us know and join the conversation. Hang out with the boys. What is better than sharing your love of anime with other anime fans? You know what I mean? Vix, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm ready to talk about. I was thinking about this topic for a long time that we got planned for today. I think about it all the time, and as soon as I put it up on screen, everybody's gonna agree with me and be like, "Man, I know that feeling." But we haven't gotten into it yet. We're gonna talk about DNAnime first. Let's talk about some DNAnime. we had chat here talking about it. Everybody in the Discord keep talking about DNAnime. It's so good, dude. I was waiting for Granny Psycho to show up.
Yeah.
I was like, who is gonna be the first one to be like Wood?
Yeah. Dude, okay. It's funny because I didn't think about it really. Because DNAnime is just like a whiplash of like just things are happening. Like there's just so many things happening all kinds. I don't really think about like the world and be like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. Well, you know, realistic Obama totally makes sense. Again, if you guys are just anime only, is realistic white guy. So, you know, it's not the same. But it's so many crazy things happening in DNAnime that I don't really think of like, oh, wait, does this make any sense? So I never think about Granny Psycho being the granny and it being like fucking hot as shit. Like the baddest.
Yeah.
They never really explained it, but I was just like, I love her. She's great.
She just, you know, is. It's just like one of those things that, you know, the entirety of DNAnime is for like anime vets who have already reached that level of, I'll just run with it. It's just anime. Every single aspect hits that mark where you're just like, what? It's, you know what? It's just an anime. I'm gonna ride with it. They got Granny Psycho doing it. They got like the crazy events that happen. Like what has happened in the first 3 episodes is like lightly touching on what they get into like way later. If you like it so far, then later on you're gonna be like, what is even going on? I can't wait for them to animate the whole thing. This thing better get like 5 seasons. They better give it to like UFOtable or keep it where it is. Who's got it now? Who's running it now?
So the studio, I can't remember the name, but the studio that did Devilman Crybaby, which I think is awesome. Because Devilman Crybaby is a weird anime, but I think it fits perfect for DNAnime.
Yeah,
they killed it with the opening.
They're doing great. They're doing a fantastic job.
Because I love Okaru's transformation. Like he's supposed to look like a lanky freak. Yeah. And that's what they're good at. If you watch anything of Devilman Crybaby.
Dude, the voice actors for him when he transformed, they were so good. Oh, even both the Japanese and the English voice actors were so freaking good for his transformation form. Like actually the English dub is like really good all around. Yep. And then like the transformation where he gets like all depressed, that made me laugh so hard.
Is so, dude, DNAnime is amazing. Again, we'll talk about it probably the entirety of the season going on.
Expect
Probably
to hear
even
at
after,
least one instance of DNAnime every week.
Exactly. So you got to stay here for your DNAnime reference of the week. We need to make it into like a segment, have like a graphic pop up and like drum roll. But like DNAnime just is good.
Segment and we just jam out.
Exactly. We got to do the DNAnime walk that all the characters are doing now, where they just like they do the Ida walk from fucking My Hero. But DNAnime's amazing. We're both caught up in the manga. Every week now, I'm waiting for the chapter to drop, and I read it. I'm just like, I want more. Like, I have been really enjoying it, man. And it's just
they need
One
to just
Piece.
drop another 168 chapters at the same time, so I can finish it all in 2 days, like I did the first half.
I wish. But yeah, if you guys want more of that, again, the last podcast we talked about a lot of anime that's coming out this season in detail. So that's a little snippet.
Not
a little
just
taste.
DNAnime, there was more there.
It was a lot of DNAnime, but yes, there was more. But yeah, also, I want to talk to you about this, right? So we're both anime heads. We both read One Piece. Have you heard the news that One Piece is going on hiatus?
I have. It is only the anime, though.
Yep. So right now, I think the manga's on a week break because Oda's been doing the week breaks. Like he'll do 4 or 5 chapters and then take a break off, which is great. You know, let the man rest. He's writing a fucking masterpiece. Let him rest. But yeah, the anime will be going on hiatus until April 2025, which is kind of crazy because the reason that they came out with, where they were like, hey, we don't believe that the animation is crazy. This is like, I'm shocked. Because they're like, the animation isn't up to snuff.
Out of any of their mouths.
Like, if this was Thriller Bark, if this was Fishman Island, something like that, then I'm like, you know what? I understand. They want to, knock it up or something. Because I love One Piece. I think One Piece is great. But, the pacing, the forever weekly show that it was, like, it wasn't the best looking anime ever. But that stopped whole horse in Wano, Egghead, and everything that they're doing currently. One Piece has been like the greatest thing, to the point where I was literally doing watch-alongs whenever there's a big episode, like the King, or the Sanji Queen fight. Yeah, the Sanji Queen fight, the Zoro King fight, Luffy versus Kaido were like events. Like they were so special, they were destroying Crunchyroll. Everybody was excited for it, so we'd all watch it together. It felt like watching Game of Thrones again, not in the same way, but just how excited everybody was. You know what I mean? To the point where everybody's like, yo, I want to watch with you guys. We could talk about it. Like, this looks amazing. And they've been killing it. And I feel like it's only gotten better in Egghead. The anime has been looking incredible. That Garp versus Aokiji fight. Oh, my God. The thing that I've been really enjoying about One Piece recently, and I love One Piece to death, but it feels like the animators are not just extremely talented, but they love One Piece. There's so much love. Like grandma's cookies. There's so much love packed into One Piece right now. Is crazy. Have you been seeing like all the impact frames?
Yeah, they always like hide something in there. Who was it? Who was it that did like somebody dapped each other up in the middle of the impact frame?
Dude, it looks so good. It just like you see them in their past selves while they're fighting and they're like clashing of their fist. In the impact frame is them as they were younger. When Garp was trained Aokiji, dapping each other up as their fists collide. Oh, I almost wept and came at the same time. It's so good, dude. It's so good. It's so good. So to see that they're taking this like 6 months hiatus to make it better. One Piece,
yeah, I don't even know what they could do to make it better. Like it's already fluid. It's like their impact frames are like literally game changing. Other animes are trying to follow suit with more impact frames. I don't know what they could possibly do. I don't know what the part is that they are not satisfied with. It seems like it's all fine to me. Like I liked it.
One Piece. They want One Piece to be the greatest thing that ever lived. Like that's all I can think of. They want One Piece to be the greatest anime ever, and it's working this way too. Because good lord, I mean, One Piece is already amazing. I think it's a masterpiece where it is right now. But good lord, the anime is like kicked it up. Because I was in college. It was a long time ago, and I was like, you know what, I would have get into One Piece because I started watching One Piece with the 4Kids dub, right? And I loved it for what it was, yayo, dreaming. But it wasn't that great, you know what I mean? So when they started redubbing it, or actually when they stopped dubbing it for Funimation, when Funimation kind of like went down or whatever, I started watching it sub, and I went all the way through Skypiea and everything else, dubbed, and I watched it, and I was like, oh, I love these guys. They're idiots. I love them so much. And then I would just watch One Piece, and I would just like watch 20 episodes a day, and I got caught up. So I was like, weekly at that point. And then when I got weekly, I was just like, this pacing is terrible. Because literally it'd be like, and Gold Roger, he left all his crap in One Piece, and then you'll go through the intro of that, you go through the anime opening, and then it'll be a recap, like a 3 to 5 minute recap of the last episode.
To be fair though, every anime did the 3 to 5 minute recap before. That was I don't know what their thought process was on doing that, but it was like
all anime fans have goldfish memory.
definitely needed it sometimes, but most of the time I'm like binging a series and they're like recap on. Thankfully Crunchyroll now has a skip recap button, which is amazing. They got their update. They got the skip intro, skip ending, and skip recaps. The
I don't
intro
know how they
one
didn't
was
have that for the longest time.
The intro one was needed because everybody skips intros, and it came from Netflix that used to do it. And then skipping the ending was like good because they had some animes that like to hide like 5 minutes of content behind the credits for some reason. Hate that. Don't do that.
What anime was it that did that recently? And I kept missing stuff. It was Remonster. I kept missing things in Remonster, and I watched the next episode and be like, "What are they talking about?" And then I had to go back, and they're like, "Oh, there's like little snippets after the thing." And then I stopped caring about Remonster.
Dude, I hate it. Like anime is always done. There's always like one that wants to do that, like they think it's good or something. I don't like that. I hate it because I have to like guess, and sometimes it's more obvious where it's like it'll start the ending at like 19 minutes and you're like, is there something afterwards?
I'm like gun shy now. I have to like scroll in the little ticker to see if there's something else.
I do that to get it off my continue watching list. Is I'll click on the thing and drag it to the end, and if it's not credits at the end, I go back like 1 minute.
So why I think they do that for certain shows, because again in Japan,
they want you to
animes on
get your watch
TV
time up.
Yeah, so it's like they don't want their I don't know, ratings to go down. So they're like, oh, we want you to watch the entire thing all the way to the next show. Keep ratings up. So hey, you got to stay for the Marvel style after credit scene.
No, I'm not.
So
I'm going to drop that before I do that.
I mean, potentially, this is all just theory crafting over here with your boy. But yeah, I'm excited. It's kind of wild that One Piece is going on a break. It's been a weekly anime for God knows how long. So it's kind of insane they're taking a break. But I mean, actually, technically, they're not taking a break, because you know what they're doing in that 6 month time frame?
Working on the next episodes.
No, well, that, and they're also re-releasing the Fishman Island arc and reanimating portions of it, which is crazy to me. I don't know why Fishman Island, because not a lot of people like Fishman Island arc.
I was like, I don't really care about it. It was that bad. Like it just kind of felt like an intermediary, and I was like, isn't that what it was supposed to be?
Yeah, but I'm wondering why specifically they're doing that one. That's the only thing I was like, there's something important? Because right now I won't say where we are in the manga, I guess, but right now it's like a lot of stuff going on in the manga that's really fucking interesting, and I'm excited. But then at the same time, it's just like, it has to be a reason. Unless they're just going to do this for all, like they'll do like
they just re-release each one slowly.
Yeah, like do Dressrosa, Whole Cake Island, and just like whenever they have a break, they just go back and
they're
like
gonna like start releasing One Piece, but in like the reverse order. So now they're gonna go back and just slowly release it until Luffy is a child again.
But they're doing this, but they're also doing the Wit Studio like new retelling of the anime. So it's just like, how is that going to work with that? Because they're just like, they're going to start from East Blue from the beginning of the show, and then also have another remake going past the time skip. So it's just like, it's too much.
They're going to take the Fishman remake and they're going to release it so that when the One Piece reaches before that, they can just drop the whole season at once. Be like, by the way.
Dude, that would be nuts.
Just like,
I'm not
remove it from One Piece and then just like slide it over to the One Piece.
I don't know what they're going to be doing the full changes, but they said they're going to be remastering it, reanimating some scenes and sequences. I think they've shown some of like the little cuts, so it's like different little animation cuts, and they said that they were going to trim it down to fix the pace in the Fishman Island, which is great. I mean, Fishman Island is cool. First time you get to see Gear 4th. Or actually, no, you don't get to see Gear 4th. You see Red Rock. It's like the big thing, and just hockey stuff with Luffy, I guess. But, you get to see the beginnings of Gear 4th, I guess, technically. So, it's cool. The Hody fight was really cool. The only real reason why I like the Hody fight, like, legitimately, is because of AMVs that I watched around that time. Because they would always do, like, the Hody fight, and you see, like, Luffy hit the red rock, and it's just, like, cool-ass,
Yeah, it was like a skill evolution, and you're like, nice, that means we get more.
I was trying to think what song it played. I can't remember that band. But, that's not important right now. But, yeah, anyway, One Piece will hopefully be back soon. The manga will still be going, which will be good. They'll be able to get ahead of the manga. And hopefully that will also help some of the pacing issues, because they won't have to adapt one chapter an episode, which is crazy to me that they're doing that. because not a lot of meat on that bone in one chapter. Oda packs a lot. He packs a lot into his chapters. I will give him that. But doing one episode a chapter is nuts to me. But hey, hopefully that means the pacing will be better for us, the fans.
I haven't read the last 2-3 chapters because it's just a wall of text. It is. I opened it up. I read the first page and was like, "Ooh, I'm not feeling this right now."
It's a lot of text. Every panel is jam packed full of art. Because Oda's the man. He'll jam pack.
And all that
art
is in like the small corner of each panel, and then the rest of it is just all text. It's so much.
So yeah,
but at least it's showing that he's got he's got the heart, he's got the passion for it. They're going back and they're animating because their animators got the heart and the passion for it. But on the flip side,
foreshadowing.
Shall we talk about Blue Lock some more? Their fucking new season. They need to go back and reanimate this. Did you know that somebody found the PNG that they used for the ball in the 3rd episode?
Are you serious?
Yeah, because in the 3rd episode, they when they kick the ball in the triangle, the ball doesn't rotate at all. It just slides over and it connects. Connects. I put in quotes because it goes behind the guy's image layer and then slides back to the other guy.
Why? Blue Lock was so awesome. Why did they mess this up?
This is not even a mess up. This somebody is doing this on purpose. This is not even animation. They are literally just click and dragging stuff around the screen. That
animation studio got to be like a money laundering scheme or something like that.
It is wild what they're doing.
It is because did you see? Okay, so I guess are we just talking about bad animation in general?
Let's go. Yeah, let's run it.
I saw a clip from Uzumaki, the most recent episode.
Uh-oh.
Where 2 characters are falling down a hole. It's literally just a photo of 2 characters, like a still image, and they just fall.
Yeah, that's
and
like
no
all
wind,
Blue
no
Lock.
nothing.
Every single character is stationary. I watched 5 minutes of the 3rd episode, and nobody moves. Nobody actually moves. They move them in the shot, but they themselves, the only thing that ever moves is their mouth. That's the only thing that ever moves. And then when they zoom out, everybody on the field is stationary except for the ball, which doesn't spin.
It's insane how I've never seen something.
We shit on 7 Deadly Sins for so long.
I think this is worse.
Blue Lock was I got it.
Blue Lock literally became a motion comic.
It's so crazy. Bad. It blows my mind every time I think about it. I still want to watch the first couple episodes just to see how accurate it is, but I've watched portions of each episode, and every portion they hit the PNG lock on point, and I'm I'll get to it one of these days.
I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not even gonna hold you. I'm not watching it.
I just want to check it out. I just want to see how bad, because everyone's hoping that they're holding out for the U20 match, and I'm I don't know about that one.
We got scammed, man. We got scammed.
Yeah, they baited us real hard on that one. That's so wild.
It sucks, man. Sucks.
Their animators must hate that show.
I don't know, man. It's got to be one dude that they just beating the shit out of. Be like, you animate the show, because I don't understand how it's that bad. It's the same studio that did the first season. I genuinely don't. It's got to be some kind of crazy. Either they're working on something else and have a skeleton crew on the show.
They fired everybody except for the storyboard guy.
Probably. I don't dude, somebody please, if you're listening to this on the podcast, let us know if you know.
Explain what's happening. I need an explanation. This is actually insanity. I can't think of any reason that they would ship it like this. In any other circumstance, they would have to just be hey man, we need more time. Even back before, when they're we can't delay anything, they would never release this ever.
Yeah, the mangaka had to come into the offices to be hey, I want to see the Blue Lock offices. What y'all do with my anime? And then he's hold on, everybody, I gotta go take a shit. And he goes to the bathroom. And he just fucking destroys their toilet. And so all the animators just have to sit there and just smell like shit. And they're like, man, we hate this guy. We ruining this dude's show. I don't know. That's my working theory
How dare
right
you
now.
shit in my toilet?
He destroyed the animation studio's toilet, and they just had to smell his stinking ass. And they're just like, fuck it, take the bunch out of the show. We're done with this. We hate this guy. He a terrible human being. But yeah, it looks bad. All right, in your opinion, what's worse, this or Seven Deadly Frames?
This Blue
Okay,
Blue
that's
Lock
where I
is
am.
like, so Seven Deadly Sins was like, it was bad, but it was bad at like, because we made fun of it because it was bad at bad times. So there were very important fights that they dropped the frames on, but it was still animation. They still did it. So it was like skipping frames. It was like real choppy. The art was like really childish. But this one, man, they just like snapped a screenshot of like random stuff and then just like put it in there and then hit the, what was it, the Adobe After Effects? The like energy wave thing comes straight out of Adobe After Effects that they actually used in there. So this is like, it was unfortunate in Seven Deadly Sins. It is offensive in Blue Lock. It is like they are actively making fun of anybody who watches that show.
Yeah,
it's
the
so
first
ridiculous.
Was so good,
I can't imagine anybody like having so much disdain for their work that they're doing that. They're like, man, I just want to go home. They haven't been home since the first season.
Yeah, but yeah, I genuinely don't know what the hell is going on with that. But there's a lot of amazing anime this season to check out. I'm going to be trying to catch up on some of the ones that I've been looking forward to. I have watched a couple. I guess we can get into that before we get into the topic. I watched Dragon Ball Daima. I watched the first 2 episodes. I think the 3rd episode came out on Friday. So I got to catch up with that. But I've been watching it while I was doing cardio at the gym. And so I watched the first 2 episodes. The first episode was amazing. Like on the opposite end, we keep like, again, it's like a rubber banding because it's like, oh, One Piece animation is amazing. Ooh, Blue Lock and Uzumaki garbage. Daima's animation is fantastic. It's so
I haven't
good.
actually seen any of Daima. I've only seen like pictures of it, and even in the still pictures, it looks like it would be pretty decent.
Because the thing is that they didn't really do much promotion for it. Like, it's weird. They had like one PV. And it just was like no voiceover,
I wasn't even sure
nothing.
what Daima was for until like last week when everybody was explaining it.
Yeah, so it came out finally. Again, it's Dragon Ball month and Halloween month, I guess. But it's Dragon Ball month, and Daima's been amazing so far. The first episode was just straight up just lore. Like they expand so much of the Dragon Ball world, which is crazy for a series that's been around for 40 years or whatever. And they expand a bunch of stuff into a lot of interesting ways to kind of set it up. They do the whole thing of, we're going to turn everybody young to kind of set the stage of like, oh, they don't have access to all their abilities and powers and strength. And then they're going to go on an adventure to this new world and try to figure out how they can, stop the bad guys. So it's really harkening back. Again, Toriyama really likes doing this. This is Toriyama's final work. He worked on Dragon Ball Superhero. He worked and counseled on some of the manga stuff and did like some things for the manga with Toritaro. And then he wrote and directed and helped out or whatever with Daima. And so this is his final work, and so far it's been fucking amazing. Again, a lot of people have worked on Dragon Ball stuff, but nobody does it better than Toriyama. For what it is, it's goofy fun, fighting manga. It's not Mozart or anything crazy, but it's the best at what it is. And I love Dragon Ball. So seeing his final work be so good and treated with so much love, when the Super anime was poorly animated, like it's not Blue Lock bad. The first 2 seasons of Super is bad. That Beerus Goku fight, woo, that was terrible. But it's 7 Deadly Frames bad. It's not Blue Lock. Blue Lock was just.
That's still pretty bad though.
It is bad. I remember being like, I'm not even gonna watch this. Like, I straight up just stopped watching Super and I just rewatched the original because the first 2 seasons are just the retelling of the Super movies. So it's the Battle of Gods movie and Revival of Frieza, and it's literally just taken and spread out between 24 episode seasons, and it's animated so badly, but it's like a whole thing because a lot of the animators that got pulled off for One Piece to do the One Piece film Red movie, and so they had like a new team of people animating Super, and I guess they just couldn't get it together and couldn't figure out how to work together. So like for the first like 2 seasons, it looked really bad. They got it better for like Tournament of Power and Goku Black Art; those were really good. But the quality wasn't really up to snuff to me. And, it was good. It was good, but it wasn't really like great. Daima looks movie quality. It's amazing. So I've been really enjoying it. The action that we have seen hasn't been too much, but it's really cool. You want to know what is a really cool thing that happens in Daima? So the first episode starts off with these characters sitting up there on the screen and rewatching events from the anime because they're trying to learn about the Z Fighters and how to beat them. and you get to see a bunch of moments from like the Cell Saga, or not really from the Cell Saga, but through Dragon Ball history, mostly Buu, reanimated in the Daima animation. And oh my god, it looks so good. You get to see Super Saiyan Goku, Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Majin Vegeta, like how that fight starts with them at the tournament, and then them fighting each other. And I was like, I want them to redo Z. Give us the Dragon Ball like they're doing with the One Piece.
Give it again.
It's so good. Oh my god! And they keep giving us these teases because when the Dragon Ball Broly movie came out, they reanimated like a lot of, or Dragon Ball Superhero. They reanimated a bunch of Dragon Ball to kind of like re-educate people on the Red Ribbon Army because they're the main villains of superhero. So you get to see all this like Kid Goku going around fighting people and fighting Red Ribbon Army and doing all this stuff, and Demon King Piccolo in the tournament, and it looks incredible. And I'm just like, do this. I want this. You know, I love Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball Z, but I would love them to redo it so a new generation would be able to get into it without having to watch a show from the 80s. But yeah, man, the Dragon Ball has been amazing. But that's pretty much all I've really seen from this season so far, because I haven't had time to like sit down and plunk down and watch some anime. But yeah, you know, anything that you've been watching that's caught your eye from this fall season so far? Other than Don to Don?
I mean, Don to Don. we only caught the first episode of Don Machi, and it introduced a lot of questions to me. They just like threw Seer into the limelight, and it was kind of strange because everybody seemed to be like connected to her, but they never talked about it before. So after just the first episode, Seer is the white-haired maid chick.
Oh yeah.
In the first season, she's the one that brought Belle to the monster festival. But like, they didn't answer any questions, but they hinted at a lot of like her connections. If I had to take a guess, I would say that she's like Freya's half daughter or something.
Oh,
because Freya's familia is like interacting with knowledge of Seer a lot, and like they're all acting like she's some kind of royalty, but at the same time she works as a maid, so like she has to be kind of like on an outskirts. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it is interesting that it is having to make me think about the connections of this character 5 seasons into the series. So that was, I like that. I hope that they don't just like leave that unanswered. I like that they're making me think about it for right now. Otherwise, the world's most notorious talker is still pretty good. They kind of, I can see it going really generic very quickly if they're not careful, because they just introduced the character that was like really powerful, and then they did like a showcase for her ability, and she's just like obscenely powerful, and then he can buff her. And so it's like, this is either going to be a cakewalk or it's going to be really cool. Because if she ends up just being OP and she just runs over everything because of his buffs, then it's like, well, pulling an Osan right now and it's going to become the most okayest again. But if they have things that they can actually like fight against normally, then it should be fine. It should be good. Other than that, I don't think I have anything that's like really stepped out at me. Take a quick look. I know that Sharp brought up Fairy Tail, and like Fairy Tail is just fairy tailing. Fairy Tail still be fairy tailing. Yep.
Every time I see anything, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's more Fairy Tail. They fight stuff. Natsu's eating fire. He's on a mode of transportation. He get nauseous. It's Fairy Tail.
I think I watched the first episode of Shangri-La Frontier, and I don't even remember.
That's not good.
I can't remember what the first episode was. It might have just been like the last episode of the previous season.
I still got to finish the last couple of episodes because I just felt like it was just like wrap up shit. And I was like, I'll just wait for the next season to come out. I'll just watch those all in like a chunk and then get ready for the new season. And I haven't done it yet.
Other than that, like Tower of God still kind of sucking. I can't believe I'm still watching it. It's still going. I can't believe I'm still watching it. Kenshin is moving on. Kenshin's introduced the Kunoichi lady. So it's still animated very well for like it just being like a remaster of the old stuff. I like it. I'm enjoying it. The one of the surprise ones that was like decent from like 3 seasons ago that we actually talked about. As a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. Their season 2, also very good. They're shining a limelight on like the main character's like fiance or betrothed in this case. So she's kind of stepping up. She's showing off what she's got. I appreciate the effort that they've gone in. It is animated very well. It's not like high action most of the time, but like even the low bits are pretty smooth. So definitely a good one. If you're just like, man, what should I watch? Check that one out. It's a good one. Other than that, just the typical Don, Don Machi.
All that good
stuff. There's a couple I haven't started yet. White-haired Kirito is on there. Spirit Chronicles season 2. It's literally just white-haired Kirito. It's voiced by Kirito, and he's got the black cloak. He's got this one sword and white hair. That's like the generic anime boy haircut. It is literally Kirito with white hair.
But it's white hair this time, yes.
Yeah.
You gotta add some spice somewhere.
One. Yeah, I mean, it was like the first season was still like, all right, but like I'm gonna watch the second season because like I didn't hate the first season, so I was like, I'm just gonna check it out. We'll see. We'll see.
But all right, it looks like we're gonna get into the first, or I guess about that time, we're gonna get into the topic of today. So actually, this is a fun one. So Vix proffered this one up to me earlier today, and I had to think about it because as soon as he told me about it, there was a certain mangaka that I thought of immediately. So we're going to be talking about a topic that I honestly feel like a lot of people have been talking about a lot recently, but mangaka who dislike their work is going to be the topic of the day. So when you proffered this question to me, I immediately jumped to Gege from JJK.
That was my second one. The thing that prompted me to bring the topic up was Spy Family.
Oh, because
it hurts my soul every time that I hear how much he dislikes his own characters. Because I like Lloyd, Yor, Anya, Bond. They're all like, they're so wonderful as a character, and it pains my soul every time I hear him say that he did it against his wishes. Like he didn't want to make them, or at least didn't make them in the form that he wanted to. And it's like, I want to see what he had planned, but that also probably means that he's not going to keep going with what Lloyd and Yor and Anya are, and that also makes me sad. I really like it. I really prefer it when animators and mangaka like enjoy or put their heart into their work. It just feels better. It's weird that Spy Family feels so good, and then their backing is like, man, this sucks.
The crazy thing about it is that, because again, those are the two that I have as well, so we can just talk about them. But for Spy Family, I heard the story about him not liking his work, right? Like he wanted to write a whole different story that was going to be more serious and everything like that, and he doesn't like spies. He doesn't like all this stuff. Like he hates everything, and it feels like the most monkey's paw like success story, because it's like, oh,
he wanted to succeed.
Yeah, he's just like, I want to be a great mangaka. And then the monkey paw went down, and then he like, you're one of the best. You got one of the best series out there, and an amazing anime, and people love it. But it's all the shit you hate, and you gonna make this till you fucking die. But it's crazy to me because it's like, it doesn't feel phoned in.
Yeah, it doesn't. It always, like when I hear it after it's done hurting my soul, it always like resonates that he has to actively be aware of what everybody else wants and then able to not put his own spin on it when he wants to. So he is fully 100% putting in what everybody else wants to see. That is astronomically difficult. That is crazy hard to not put your own spin. Like if you hate something, to create more of that thing would be so hard. I don't know how he's able to like separate it like that, but I can only imagine how difficult it is for him each episode or each chapter. It's crazy.
Like the thing is just like, it must be very hard for him, right? Like he's talked about it, and he was just like, it really hurts me because it's like, I want to do the thing that I want to do.
I want to see what he can do when he can do that thing that he wants to do. Like he
it's
said he wanted one
like,
with like a bittersweet storyline. I want to see what that makes.
Yeah. Because it's like, I can relate to that. Like, all of us probably can, right? You work all day so you can pay your bills at a job that you may not like. But you're like, all right, I'm going to do this so I can pay my bills and everything like that. And then I'm going to go out and I'm going to take a vacation, or I'm going to read a book, or I'm going to go out and have dinner, or go out to the club or something like that. Like, you're going to do the thing that makes you happy or that you enjoy. And then you're going to work when you work. But it's just like, I feel so bad for him, because when you're creating something and you're an artist or you're a writer or you're in the creative field, your passion is what fuels your ability to continue to create. And working on something that you don't enjoy, that you don't like, under normal circumstances, it would kill your passion for it. And I don't know what drives him, because he literally said, like, this shit, I hate this.
Insane. It's insane. Like, dude has like, I don't know. I can't even come up with an excuse. Dude, he got the monkey's paw. He found it. He found it. It's got one finger down right now. It's sitting there like
that's the whole thing. It's just like, it's crazy. Either he must really, really fucking like money, or he just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it. And he has something else that fulfills him creatively. But like, I've seen the sketches of the stuff that he wanted to do before Spy Family, like Adult Anya and things like that, where he's just like, yeah, it's gonna be like this, and it's gonna be like, you know, this kind of story. And then he was just like, none of this shit worked. And all the people around him was like, no, you need to make a story like this. And he was like, fine. And
I can only imagine how mad he was, because when he had to like give it to his editor, he had to keep changing the appearance to make them more like cute or cool or awesome. So he had to keep changing the appearances. I can only imagine how mad he would be when he submitted the one that they are now, and the editor was like, yeah, this is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. And then it got sent out, and everybody in the public loved it. If I was him in that situation, I would be like, no way.
I mean, it speaks to the editors, abilities. They're good editors. They know, they're like, hey, man, we think you can do this and make it successful. You got this. And it worked. Because again, like, I love the relationship between the found family of your Lloyd and Anya. Like, they're amazing. Like, I love the characters so much. I enjoyed the anime. I was reading the manga and enjoying it. Like, it doesn't, I can't connect those dots. It's just like, if you hate it so much and it's not what you wanted to write, but you're so good at it, like, is he just cursed? Again, I know I keep bringing up the monkey's paw thing, but like, is he just like, why is he so good at writing the story that he hates to write?
And a lot of times we're like, hey man, if you don't like it, just don't do it. Like, do the thing that drives your heart.
More.
No, I need you to keep going. But like, I would much prefer you be able to give it to somebody that wants to put their heart into it, as opposed to like, you're just sinking like a black hole of depression into this happy-go-lucky family, and we don't even know about it. Like, if you don't look into the background, you'll never know. It doesn't feel like he hates it at all. It feels like a total disconnect from how he feels towards his own characters. I don't know if he hates the entire thing, but I know he doesn't like the characters or their origins.
Yeah.
So I guess he might be okay with like Yor as an assassin, but he doesn't like Yor as a character, or Anya as a daughter, or Lloyd, or spies. So...
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's like the majority. It's in the fucking title. He's like, I hate the spy and the family.
Really just drawing it so that he
cool.
can keep drawing more Bond, like the fluffy dog. He's just drawing more of the fluffy dog.
Dude, it's so good, man. It's so good. Somebody must have some dirt on him. He must have some gambling debts.
Something.
Like,
it's gotta have something.
Because it's crazy, dude.
It's crazy. I also, though, thinking about some of the other ones, I had to look up a couple. Gege did come up. He doesn't like Gojo, because Gojo was just too powerful to exist in his own series or whatever.
Dude, and it's crazy because
I was like, why'd you just draw him like that?
Yeah, I was like, you made him.
Yeah.
You made Gojo. And he's like, I hate this motherfucker. I'm going to make him beat the shit out of Miguel in this damn movie, though. I was like, stop making him so damn cool if you hate him so much. Like, he's just like, I hate him. He's too pretty. I don't like that his shoes are clean. I don't like his face. I don't like his clothes. I like, you did that. You did like why did he like Gojo has to be based off somebody he knows. And he's just like, I just really hate this guy, and I'm gonna make this guy like the guy I hate, and then everybody loves him. And he's like, no, I hate that guy. He's based off my school bully or something.
You don't understand the hate and the disdain that I feel for this guy.
I just sit there, I'm just like, ooh, he got cool powers. He mixing colors and shit, make it purple. You know what I mean? I'm just like, Gojo's fucking awesome.
Ooh, you think you're an
I think a lot of the
artist or
characters awesome. But it like when I heard that fact, I was just like, oh, he fucking despises him. And you'll see like whenever a volume comes out, you have like the little like question and answer thing from the fans, how he shit talks Gojo so much. And I'm just like, dude, why?
Figures it's the one that everybody like fawns over.
Yeah, he's like, he hates his personality.
He's like,
he hates
shit.
So much shit. And I'm just like, you created him. Why would you be like, yeah, people like my character? He's like, I fucking hate this guy. So it's so funny. On top of that,
I'm Becky the baker. How dare you ask what I like to bake?
Exactly. It's so, dude. It's crazy to me how you could hate your own creation like that. It is fucking hilarious. It's funny because it's like
I can kind of understand like not liking the one aspect. Like if you have to use it to drive your story forward, I get that it makes that you could not like it and still be able to implement it. It is crazy that Gojo was the thing that was the driving force that he didn't like, but like it wasn't like Spy Family where it was like 90% of the show was against what he wanted.
Yeah, it's just the one guy.
It's just
that
the one guy.
Despises.
It's just the one guy. He didn't even really need to draw Gojo like that either, or write Gojo like that. But
yeah, I mean, did it.
I guess like, he needed some kind of force. There it is.
Because like it's not a Toriyama thing, right? Because like Toriyama he didn't hate his work, but he hated his editors. So
yeah,
he would do
I actually
shit
have
to piss
that
them
on
off.
my list. There was Akira Toriyama hated on DBZ's editors, or DBZ because his editors made him continue.
Made him continue because he wanted
to keep drawing it so that they could milk it. And didn't he like try to leave? And then there was like a live action that was like so bad that he came back, so he made better stuff.
So after Z finished, he was done. He had like pretty much retired. He just like doing little things here and there. And you know, obviously Dragon Ball's owned by Toei, and they were like, we're gonna do whatever the fuck we want with it. So they were like, we want to make a Dragon Ball live action. And it was so fucking bad that Toriyama was like, hell no, that's not going to be the end of my legacy. I'm going to create Super. And then that's when the movies came out and then the Super anime was
playing. You ain't doing me like this. This ain't how I go out.
He was like, y'all are not going to ruin my legacy with this garbage movie. And again, we talked about it earlier while I was playing Sparking Zero. That's how, so James Marsters, who was Spike in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he was Piccolo in that movie, in the live action. And that movie's garbage. He felt so bad. And a lot of the actors feel really bad because they love Dragon Ball as kids. I don't know if he did, but I know like the main actor that played Goku loved Dragon Ball. He's like, I felt so bad, so I apologize to Toriyama directly. James Marsters came back, or he came into the anime, and he voices Zamasu, and he voices the character completely for free. He even used a stage name so nobody knew it was him, and he voiced the character for free as an apology for the film, the live action film.
Dang. Yeah.
And it's crazy.
I hadn't seen this film. I didn't know it was that bad.
It's so bad, dude. I'm just going to send you the fucking meme of Goku sliding on his head over the top of the convertible multiple times. And then you can see the quality of this film. It's so fucking funny. It's so bad. I've never actually watched it. As a Dragon Ball fan, I told myself I would never watch that. And as an Avatar fan, I was like, I'm never going to watch the fucking live action M. Night Shyamalan Avatar Last Airbender.
The movie that shall not be named. To think there was two of them.
Dude, so I was like, I'm never watching those shits because I was just like, what the fuck? Maybe one day that could be a podcast thing. We watch it. Or I guess I could watch it and I can just come and bitch for like 10 minutes about how bad it is.
All right, I'll watch the Dragon Ball one and then you watch the Avatar one and we can come and bitch about it.
Okay, that's fine. Shake on it. But yeah, so yeah, that was the whole thing with Toriyama because there's like a lot of like things, and we'll go back to JJK. I want to talk about a couple other things with Gege as well because he's interesting. He or she, they are interesting because we don't know. He just wears a fucking Mechamaru head on. But anyway, one of the things that I found out about Toriyama is that he wanted Cell to always be first form Cell. Like that was going to be his whole thing. And I love first form Cell and how creepy it was. That it's pretty much like
the
invasion of the body snatcher thing.
Like a hunk. There was no
Yeah.
need for that.
Yeah, because then they were like, he needs to transform. Like, he can't be this weird bug man. And he's like, fuck. So he drew the ugly Biglet version of Cell. And they're like, no, motherfucker, draw him cool. And he made Purple Form Cell. And I kind of, okay, I understand both sides. Because I love First Form Cell. And I love him like, yeah, I'm going to suck all of you and dry and kill you. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. It's all creepy. Because people were like, yeah, I'm just trying to find the androids. And then all you see is like clothes on the ground of all the people that Cell sucked. And it's like, great. But at the same time, Perfect Cell is so good. Like, he's such. I love Perfect Form Cell and everything with Gohan. Like, how will we get Super Saiyan 2 without Perfect Cell? Like, it's crazy the weird like butterfly effect from the editors just being like, no, we want you to keep changing stuff, and him just being like, oh, I'm gonna change it, but I'm gonna do it in a way that you guys don't like. And then them like coming back to him like, no, you need to change it again. And then we got like my favorite arc in Dragon Ball with the Cell Saga. So it's just. It's weird, but like knowing that Toriyama was like dealing with all of that stuff and be like, I don't want to do this. I just want the manga to end. And he tried to end it so many times. And then he ended it and they made something so bad that he had to come out of retirement to make something even better.
Dang it. Oh, fine.
Like, it's crazy. And I mean, we got a lot of amazing work. Rest in peace to the GOAT, Akira Toriyama. But yeah, it's just like interesting to hear that kind of stuff. It's one of the reasons why I love documentaries or getting to see like behind the scene things like that, because it's very
not get a movie that shall not be named 2.
Oh my God, no! For
we can't pull him out of this retirement.
Although, you know what's a fucking hilarious thing is that James Marsters plays Zamasu, and he's like, I'm playing it for free. I will not charge you anything. And he's, you know, like a known TV actor from the past. They make him talk so much. Zamasu literally talks in paragraphs. And I'm like, they were like, yo, if we're not paying you, we're going to make you say everything in the dictionary. It was just crazy.
We are in every milking game, this one.
Dude, it's insane.
A chance like this will never happen again.
Exactly. Because like if in the games where you play Zamasu, he'll be like, and the world, the extension of the mortal plan will go into order and you will not disrespect the God. It's like literally a Bible verse anytime he talks.
Aren't voice actors paid by like per word?
Probably. I don't know. I guess it depends. I think it's like by hour.
I know
for
that
some
there's
people.
like an hourly rate, but I think some are paid per word.
Probably. And they were like, we gonna get everything out of you, boy. You shouldn't have played Piccolo. But no, I thought that was really cool, man. I thought that was really sick. It seemed like he had fun, because the thing is, he did not phone it in. Zamasu is amazing in English. He's like one of the better voices. Oh my God, he's so good. So he came in. I don't know if he did any dubbing before that. He came in and he killed it. Zamasu is amazing. And he did all that for free as a apology to Akira Toriyama, which is really, really cool story.
So hourly rates for voice actors typically can range from 50 to 200 per hour. However, some voice actors with a lot of experience may charge more than 200 per hour, going between 5 cents to 20 cents per word.
Oh my God. I tried to become a voice actor for a while with my voice. And then the voice actor coach that I had, he was like, hey, I know you want to do anime and stuff. It does not pay well. I'm going to learn you how to do commercial work and things like that first, so you have something to fall back on. I was like, oh. And then like whenever I went to a convention and you listen to, like anime dubbing, voice actors and everything like that, talk about it, they're like, yeah, it's no money in that. We do video games and stuff like that for money, or commercial work for money. Yeah. And then, video, you animate for passion. And I was like, right. That makes sense. But I need to pay bills. But anyway, all right, to go back to JJK, because I do want to talk about JJK, because I love JJK. Outside of Gojo, there are little like fun tidbits with Gege just as a mangaka, which kind of on top of, but kind of not, that he dislikes. Apparently, Gege doesn't like drawing women. He's bad at it. Like he doesn't know how to draw.
Nobara in there is like Nobara and Maki, both sides
of
crazy.
Maki. Like maybe it's because they too close, but I'm just like, Nobara is cool as hell. Shoko, cool as hell. Mei, cool with asterisks. Miwa looks amazing. Like I think he draws women like cool as hell. Broom girl. I won't remember her name because she might
be, when he is talking about not drawing women well, he's probably thinking like he's not drawing it along the social standard, and it's like good.
Yeah, we want some spice in our lives, man. Like
Mix it up
I think
a
all
little
of
bit.
his like lady characters look cool as hell. Like they look awesome to me, man.
I like I don't think there's any of them that I'm like. Even Broom Girl is like, she's probably the worst one, and she's fine.
Yeah.
Like who would be like the worst one? Maybe Miwa is like the worst written.
Oh yeah, she's the worst written. 100%.
She's literally there to fail. Like she.
All right, let me think. So if you guys are
we talking
if,
about women in anime that can't do anything. Miwa calls herself useless.
Yeah, her name is literally Useless Miwa, and she's the most.
She almost
character.
did something once, and then she almost died for it.
She almost did something once that literally made her useless. Because there's a fucking binding vow.
Because she had to go through the vow, and then the vow like stripped her of her powers or whatever. So she's on top of being useless before. Now she is like super useless.
She's literally just a fucking pedestrian now. So I think that's funny that Gege like doesn't like his women character or their designs. And I think they look cool as hell. I guess the only other fun little tidbit from Gege that I learned is that he's partially colorblind. So that's why you'll see like in certain covers of the volumes of the manga, characters like colors will change. Gojo's eyes will change from like green to blue sometimes because he can't really tell.
Suck for cosplayers.
Yeah, that's the funny thing that happened because one of the characters, what's her name? It's not really a spoiler character. I'll try to think.
Is it the ice chick? No, she had like purple eyes, right?
Yeah, it's not Urame. It's the hair color of the chick that's with the dance boy. What's his name? Takari.
I don't remember her name either.
I forget her name, but a lot of cosplayers love her because she looks really cool and her character design is awesome.
And then in the final like chapters promo page, they changed the color of her eyes, hair. I think, and her hair.
Her hair, yeah, her hair and her eyes. So everybody who cosplayed, it was pink. So they would always do like the little stripe of dye in their hair, pink, and their eyes were pink as well, like violet. And then the last volume came out, and they're both green. And everybody was just like, "I just spent $200 making this cosplay," and I was like, "It don't have to be accurate, guys." So they were just like, "No, it ruined everything."
No, it has to be more accurate. You just start mixing the colors together.
Well, yeah, so I thought that was really funny. But yeah, apparently that's not really like a part of the topic, but it is a little fun little tidbit. But to kind of like go along with the topic, because again, me and Vix both picked the same thing simultaneously. Because I mean, that was a big talking point in the anime community, was just like these two mangaka that dislike portions or the majority of their work, which is crazy. But in one respect, and I'm sure I talked about this previously in another podcast, is that being a mangaka is a very, very difficult job. And I think that's kind of like understated. I mean, being in the animation industry in general, like from both, I guess, sides, being a mangaka and writing the story and also doing the illustrations for it as well, they may have some, staff that helps out, like assistants and things like that would do the inking, do the lettering for them, if they're big enough and can afford that, or the studio provides it or whatever. But like doing that week after week after week, like literally I'm sure they have some like lead up. But like, say, Dan is, the manga looks incredible. The thing that sold me on Dan was the kaiju standoff. I was like, dude, how do we get
the out of context? That was so random. I was like, what is this? But like, even in context, you're like, okay, I know how they got there, but like, what is this?
That's Dan. But the art is so amazing. And I'm just like, they're doing this every single week forever. I feel like only really now they've been having mangaka take breaks, because like Oda takes breaks. Gege would have like a week or two break. They would have vacation time.
The mangaka has just like started dying off. they were like, oh, maybe this isn't a good thing.
Yeah, because literally the Berserk manga, I think he was 62. Miura was like in his early 60s. And then, he died from stress. Toriyama, I'm not sure what happened with him, but he had illness. He died from aneurysm.
I know Kubo was like sick during almost the entirety of Bleach. Yeah. So like he just kept working. He just kept. It's amazing that he's not dead yet. It's amazing.
Like they worked themselves to the bones to make this,
to make their passions come to life. How do you do it, dude? Who makes Spy Family? What is your name?
I was about to say the same thing, because he's killing himself on something that he fucking despises. But that's my whole thing. It's just like, that's why I try my best to support the official release, because it's just like there's people who are making things that I fucking love.
Tatsuya
and I'm very passionate about.
Mr. Endo, how do you do it? Well, how do you kill yourself week by week on something that you don't want to see? How do you do it?
That man has the drive of a machine.
He was a
like,
Shaolin monk when he was growing up. So he's got discipline out the wazoo.
Apparently, but yeah, man, like there's so many mangakas, there's so many like horror stories. Cause like even you got Togashi from Yu Yu Hakusho, and Hunter x Hunter fame, who destroyed his body. I mean, I don't know if it's really a part of the manga, because I mean, if you've seen the photos of that man's room, he was also living in fucking filth. But he got incredibly sick, to the point where he had to go on the insane hiatus. And Hunter x Hunter is finally back. Like this 20 chapter chunk.
I don't even think Hunter x Hunter is back. I think he's doing that thing where he's like, hey, don't forget about me just yet. I'm still sick. I drew something in my better days. Try this.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
He's gonna go right back on hiatus as soon as those get released. Going right back on hiatus.
100%. Because it's like he's like, when I heard about like how bad his back is and his health is, where he's like, yeah, I can't shit on toilets. I shit in the tub, and I was like, what?
What?
Yeah, he has to lay down and take shits because he can't sit on the toilet. I'm not sure if that's an all the time thing, but that came out in the interview.
There's no way that's true.
That's what he said.
There's no way.
So it's just, people, they're killing themselves for this, man. And so it's crazy and I'm sure it's probably more common than we would know. That there will be some creators who would hate the thing that they're creating. And I know sometimes like the passion kind of dies when it becomes a commercial success. And you're like, I have to keep the fans happy. I mean, you hear it not just in manga, but in literature. Because author Conan Doyle was like done with Sherlock Holmes. And he was going to kill Sherlock. And his fucking editor staff was just like, what the fuck are you going to do? And the fans revolted. He's like, I guess I got to keep him alive. Yeah, so they were just like, oh, Sherlock didn't really die. He ate a sensu bean and came back to life. And just like, I mean, they got the Dragon Balls and he gonna solve more mysteries. So it's just like you are kind of beholden to your audience, and it can be rough, but it's a part of the game, man. So I love Spy Family. I think Spy Family is incredible. I enjoy it so much. It does suck knowing that the author doesn't like it.
Sucks to
but
suck.
I'm still gonna watch it.
Get back down there and draw some more.
You shouldn't make me love this family, you idiot.
You did this to yourself.
But yeah, man.
But I haven't actually heard of too many people that like didn't like their own artwork or mangas or whatever until like recently. Really it's like it was the Spy Family thing that made me look. Conditions. What's that?
Yeah, it's normally like the working conditions. Like, oh, I'm burning myself out.
Oh yeah, like
I
hear about the working conditions sucking all the time. I never heard about them not liking their own work before. And then Spy Family came out and I saw it on an article and I was like, that's crazy to not like the thing that you like. I know artists are always like, no, my own art sucks. I hate my art. I feel like what he's been saying is not on the same level. Like he actually hates this stuff that like he is making. It's not like, oh, stop, it's not good. Nah, he's like, man, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, he's like, this shit is garbage.
And that's crazy. I had never heard that before. And I was trying to look up other ones, and there's not very many. There's just like instances where somebody likes one specific thing, or somebody did something to theirs, like Gege and Gojo or Akira Toriyama and the continuation of Z. He's the only one that I could find that was straight up like, nah, I make stuff that's good and I hate it.
Yeah, it's a crazy phenomenon because it's so good, dude. It's so good. I'll eat that.
There's only so many fingers on that monkey paw. Like, you can only use one.
Dude, I just, like, all jokes aside, I legitimately hope that Spy Family does well enough for him to be able to do whatever he wants. Like, after that. Like, I
hope when he manages to finish the Spy Family, I really want to see what he had planned for his bittersweet storyline. That sounds like whatever he could come up with is going to be the opposite side of the coin for Spy Family. Because it's like, they took a bunch of dark jobs and then they made them like goofy. And now I want to see what he can do when he takes maybe he's going to take a goofy job and make it like really dark. That would be cool.
Sakamoto Days, that shit.
Sakamoto Days, yeah. Well, in reverse.
Yeah, kind of.
Isn't Sakamoto Days like kind
he's a convenience store owner, but he wasn't an assassin, so it doesn't technically fit. But anyway.
It's going to be like just the assassin storyline. They're going to go down that route.
I mean, it would be cool, man. I think I would enjoy whatever he worked on.
I feel like at this point when he's made something that's like so popular, I almost feel like we owe it to him to just like read the next one. At least give it a shot. like he's doing all this detriment to his own mental health, and he's just like, hey, I'm gonna make this other thing. You should check it out. And we're like, I liked the last thing, so all right, I'll give it a shot. It doesn't sound like my cup of tea, but I know
it's gonna be the worst thing ever, man.
I know what you did for this. Yeah, and it ends up being like terrible and awful, and it's like, this is why it wasn't that it wasn't cool enough before. It was like what you were originally planning was just like complete garbage.
I hope not. It's just the monkey paw, man. It's the monkey paw way.
It's gonna be the curse of the monkey paw. It's just like whatever he reads.
I finished, because it's like I'm rich now. I'm done. I can finally do the thing that I want to do. It's just like garbage, and like it sells like one volume, and then he's just like, "What am I?" But I guess we'll see. But yeah, if you guys have any stories about because that was the one thing that I saw when I was looking up about this topic was just like a bunch of rumors. So I was like, I don't want to talk about this stuff because it's unbased shenanigans online. But if you guys have any credible information about any mangakas that didn't like their work, or just want to talk about some mangas that you guys are enjoying, or just want to chat with us about any of the current season of anime that you're watching, let us know in the comments below. Join the discussion. Vix and I are both streamers. We're doing this podcast live on twitch.tv with our both usernames, which will be down in the description down below. We also have Discord communities, which will also be in the description. I really and truly love talking about this stuff every single week with Vix. We are back, baby. The little hiatus is done. We took a hiatus.
I survived the hurricane, and I have come back with a vengeance.
The hurricane was beating his ass, but he came back with a Zenkai boost, and we are back and better than ever. So I hope you guys are excited for the podcast. We will see you guys next week with the 29th episode of the pod. And I hope you guys are ready for some more comic manga anime discussion. Whatever I'm trying to say. I have been Beautiful Crow. That is Vic Seal, and we'll catch you guys next week. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.